So hi, my name is Alyssa and I'm a peer health educator with the Center for Student Wellbeing. I'm joined here today by a member of the Counseling Center staff, Dani. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to talk with you today.
So I wanted to start out with, so much is happening in the world right now. I've heard that many students are struggling with so many challenges that they're facing.
Definitely. I agree. So many people are feeling overwhelmed. I wonder what kind of challenges you've heard students are facing.
So I've heard that students have talked about worrying constantly, uncertainty, feeling overwhelmed with anger about racial injustice, fearing people that they love becoming sick from COVID-19, wondering when we'll be back on campus. There's so many things happening to be struggling with in addition to school.
Yes, for sure. There are very real, valid challenges currently impacting students that are worthy of anger, sadness, grief. I've also heard many students are saying they're searching for ways to manage their mental health and maintain their energy. In an environment of very justified outrage and deep frustration, it can be really helpful to find sources of support, affirmation, and energy to move towards action and sustain energy for change. Research on positive psychology can provide us some helpful tools to use during challenging times like this.
So that sounds helpful. What exactly is positive psychology?
Yeah, great question. Positive psychology focuses on strengths and includes uplifting resilience and transformation through struggle, spending time engaging in meaningful activities, and acknowledging the value of character strengths and virtues like courage, creativity, gratitude, justice to our wellness. For example, I've heard students share about feeling energized and hopeful as a result of meaningful activities like participating in protests and courageous conversations and expressing gratitude for healing spaces and efforts to create change. Recognizing gratitude, resilience, strengths, all of these can be helpful in navigating uncertainty and engaging in value-driven action.
So it seems like these could be very helpful during such uncertain times like these. I know for me, I often find myself having trouble with attention and then judging myself. So I feel a lot of emotions related to uncertainty and injustice occurring also. So what specific activities can students like me do to practice positive psychology?
Another great question. You know, in the midst of very real and difficult challenges people are facing, which are appropriate and valid responses in light of current events and ongoing systems of oppression, taking time to connect with things you're grateful for in your life, like nature, community, family, and chosen family, cultural, historical wisdom, all of these can help with maintaining perspective. Gratitude has been shown to reduce anxiety and depression symptoms, and taking time to engage in creative activities that are meaningful can also be helpful to maintain your inner resources and engage in creative resistance. Some ideas include making art, cooking, making posters for protests, sewing face masks, activities where you feel a flow in time and feel a connection to your values.
Yes, there's a lot of unstructured time, and for me, I really like finding creative ways to spend my time and try new things to focus my mind. I've really loved painting as a way to express myself. I also have friends who have been sewing masks for hospitals and have crafted resource guides of local Black-owned businesses to support. So it seems like there are a lot of ways that you can use creative action to spark energy.
Yes, creativity can be a great way to process emotions and reactions, to communicate, to create change. It can also serve as a physical representation of your strength, and it can be really helpful to remind yourself of your personal and collective resources in your community to maintain resolve in the face of ongoing challenges like public health access and racial justice. And be intentional about reminding yourself of the things you are doing well, even when faced with so many challenges. What are some of the things you're really proud of?
So that makes sense. I found it helpful to practice becoming more mindful of how I'm feeling and affirming myself. I've also been able to connect with friends and family and my community virtually, which I'm both proud of and grateful for. So I feel more energized and I'm able to continue my work when I take time to connect.
Love that. Those are really important efforts to notice.
So these are some great tips. Any last tips you want to share here?
Yes. You know, I think the last piece I want to emphasize is that the name of the game is not avoiding pain and suffering that is very real for many right now. Positive psychology does not equal feeling only positive emotions. This is an incredibly painful and emotional moment that is rooted in generations of hurt and hope And energy can be fueled by connecting with each other, naming emotions and reactions, reminding of collective and individual resilience and strength, and engaging in purposeful, value-driven action. Positive psychology tools can help with promoting energy for empowerment and instilling hope.
That is helpful. Thank you so much for sharing about these skills.
Absolutely. I think it's something we all need. It's been really great talking to you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.